Hi there, it's Lety, and you're listening to Lety's English Podcast, a quiet space for your thoughts, your feelings, and everything that makes you who you are. Today, I want to invite you to settle in and let your mind wander with me. We're not talking about grammar or vocabulary or the right way to say a word. We're talking about something much deeper, something that quietly shapes the way we see ourselves and the world: virtue, truth, the building blocks of every meaningful life. Have you ever wondered what really stays with us when all the noise fades? We chase so many things: success, love, security, approval. But underneath it all, there is always this quiet longing to be good, to be real, to be true, no matter who we are, no matter what language we speak. We all know in our hearts that virtue is the foundation of everything, and truth is the very essence that gives. Virtue, it's life. Virtue, it's such a simple word. But if you look closely, you'll see it everywhere: in the gentle patience of a parent, in the way a friend listens without judging, in the courage it takes to speak honestly, or the humility to say, "I was wrong." Virtue is not about perfection. It's not a list of rules you follow to look good in front of others. It's a quiet practice, a daily choice to treat people with kindness, to act with fairness, to keep your promises even when nobody is watching. I used to think virtue was just something people talked about in old books, or something for older generations. But as I grew up, I realized it is actually the most practical thing in the world. Because life is unpredictable. Sometimes you win. Sometimes you lose. Sometimes the world misunderstands you. But when you have virtue, you have a kind of inner strength, a quiet confidence, You have a solid ground to stand on, even when everything else feels shaky. But then, where does this virtue come from? Is it taught? Is it inherited? Or is it something we discover for ourselves? I think about my own life and the lives of so many people I've met, and I see that virtue is not something you are born with. It's something you learn and then relearn over and over, sometimes from the mistakes you make, sometimes from the people you admire, sometimes from simply noticing the way your heart feels lighter when you choose the right thing. And what about truth? Truth is not always comfortable. Sometimes it's even scary. But without truth, virtue loses its soul. That becomes empty, mechanical. We can pretend to be good. We can do things for show. But if we are not honest with ourselves and with others, it's not real virtue. It's just a mask. There are times when I have tried to hide from the truth, maybe to protect myself or to make things easier. But those moments never last. Eventually, the truth comes back. It whispers in your ear. It pulls at your heart. It won't let you rest until you face it. Truth is the light that guides virtue. Without it, kindness can become people-pleasing. Courage can become stubbornness. Humility can become insecurity. But with truth, every act of goodness is alive. It is real. It is lasting. Let's think about the foundation of a house. You don't see it, you walk on it every day, but without it, everything would crumble. Virtue is that foundation. It holds your relationships, your dreams, your self-respect. And the truth is the material that makes that foundation strong. When you live with virtue, you can sleep at night. You can look at yourself in the mirror. You can walk into any room and know you have nothing to hide. You can accept your mistakes because you know you are trying your best. You can forgive others because you understand what it means to fall and get back up. Virtue does not make life easy, but it makes it meaningful. Truth does not always make you popular, but it gives you peace. The world may not always reward you for doing what's right, but your soul will always remember. I remember a story about a man who worked in a small shop. He was not rich. He was not famous, but everyone in the neighborhood trusted him because he was honest. He would never cheat his customers. If he made a mistake, he would apologize and make it right. People said, "You can leave your wallet on the counter here and come back tomorrow, and it will still be here." That is virtue. That is truth. Or think about the mother who wakes up early to prepare breakfast, not because anyone is watching, not because she wants praise, but because she loves. She gives quietly, day after day. Her kindness shapes the hearts of her children. Her patience is the soil where their confidence grows. That is virtue in action. And what about the moments when you are alone? When there's nobody to impress? No rules to follow, just you and your conscience? That's when virtue and truth really show who you are. Will you keep your promises? Will you admit when you are wrong? Will you stand up for someone who needs help? Even if nobody will ever know, we live in a world where image is everywhere. People post their best moments, share their successes, edit out the struggles. But real life is more than that. It's made up of the small choices, the quiet acts of kindness, the honest words spoken. Even when your voice shakes, I think about all the times I've seen people choose the harder path, telling the truth when a lie would be easier, owning up to a mistake instead of blaming someone else, helping someone who can never pay you back. These moments may seem small, but they are the bricks that build a strong and beautiful life. Virtue is not about being noticed. It's about being real. Truth is not about being right. It's about being sincere. Sometimes virtue is letting go of pride. Sometimes it's forgiving yourself. Sometimes it's asking for help or simply listening when someone needs to be heard. Truth is gentle, but it is also powerful. It does not shout, but it is always there, waiting for us to listen. If you look back on your life, you will see that the people who made the biggest impact were not always the loudest. They were the ones who treated others with respect, who stood by their word, who loved without conditions, who chose what was right, even when it was hard. Virtue is the foundation of everything. Truth is the essence of all virtue, and together, they are the quiet power that makes your life meaningful. Asterisk. There will be days when you feel lost, when you question your choices, when you wonder if it's worth it to keep trying. In those moments, remember, virtue is built slowly, one honest act at a time, one kind word at a time, one brave step at a time. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to keep coming back to what is real, to what is true, to what feels right in your heart. Every day is a chance to choose again, to be a little kinder, a little braver, a little more honest. And every small choice matters. Virtue and truth, these are the seeds you plant, the roots that hold you steady, the light that helps you see in the dark. So as you move through your days, ask yourself, is this choice building the foundation I want? Is this word coming from a place of truth? Is this action making the world a little better? You may not see the results right away, but trust that every good thing grows in time. And at the end of your journey, when you look back, you'll see it wasn't the applause, it wasn't the achievements, it wasn't the approval of others. It was the quiet courage to live with virtue and the gentle honesty to follow the truth that made your life truly great. Thank you for being here, for listening, for choosing to build your life on virtue and truth. That is the greatest gift you can give to yourself and to the world. But maybe this is not the end. Maybe you're still searching. Maybe you're still wondering how to practice virtue, how to be true in a world that sometimes rewards the opposite. Let's go deeper, asterisk. Think about the world right now. People are rushing, chasing new goals, trying to be seen, trying to be heard. It's easy to think that being great means being famous or being loud or being the best at something. But real greatness, the kind that lasts, is almost always quiet. It grows slowly. It is built on the things nobody sees, like keeping your word, like telling the truth when it is difficult, like caring for someone who cannot pay you back, like standing up for someone who's left behind. There is a reason we remember stories of people who chose integrity over shortcuts. The doctor who refused to take a bribe, the student who admitted their mistake, the worker who helped a stranger without expecting anything. These stories touch us because deep down, we all know what matters. We all want to believe that living right is worth it, even when it's hard. Virtue is not a destination, it's a journey. It's made of small steps. And sometimes you will stumble, you will make mistakes, but that's part of the process. Each time you choose to try again, to say sorry, to ask for forgiveness, to speak the truth, you are growing. There is a beauty in imperfection, in knowing that no one is flawless, but that everyone can choose to be a little better today than they were yesterday. The people who inspire us most are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who fail and rise again with kindness, with honesty, with a heart that still hopes. Truth is your compass. Virtue is your map. You may not always know the way, but as long as you keep listening to that quiet voice inside, you will find your path. And when the world feels loud, when you feel pressure to be something you are not, remember, you do not have to prove yourself to anyone. You do not have to be perfect. You just have to be real, to be true. Let your life be an example, not because you want applause, but because you believe in something deeper. Let your words be honest. Let your actions be kind. Let your choices build something that will last beyond your name. Virtue is the foundation. Truth is the essence. Together, they make your life whole. So as you go to sleep tonight, or as you walk through another day, know that every small act of honesty, every moment of patience, every word of kindness is building a legacy that matters. And if you ever feel alone on this journey, remember there are millions of people around the world trying, falling, learning, rising, and every time you choose virtue, every time you speak your truth, you light a candle in the dark for yourself and for someone you may never even meet. Thank you for being part of this quiet movement, for choosing the path of virtue and truth. That is what makes life beautiful and what makes you truly great. This is Lety, wishing you a gentle night, a hopeful tomorrow, and the strength to keep building your own foundation, brick by brick, truth by truth, with all your heart.